Hi, Jess. Good morning. So I hope you are able to hear me. Can anyone please confirm? Okay. So before starting, do you have any questions? Any doubts? You can unmute yourself.
I will ask at the end of the session. I noted that few of them.
Okay. Okay. So yesterday we created the fee sources, resources, right? I'm just going to do the same thing here. The resources we have created, whatever the resources we required, most of them I have created, and we need to make a connection. We need to make a connectivities from the data factory and even from the Databricks also. Okay, so in order to make a connectivity, let's go to the data factory. Launch your data factory studio. It's a brand new data factory. So first of all, I wanted to integrate with a repository. So we need to have a repo. So how we can have a repo that I'm going to take you through here. Let me search for Azure DevOps. So we need to open this Azure DevOps organization to have a repository. So I'm going to use this for repo. Let me open it. Then I'm just going to use my DevOps organization. Just hit on it. Okay, so and then keep in mind you have to choose the default directory. If you don't choose this default directory, you cannot do practice because this is the default directory we are using as part of the Azure. Okay, so if you observe, this is a default directory here. The same thing that I'm just going to take it here also. So once it's selected, you just hit on like we need to create an organization. If you wanted to create an organization, we need to create an organization. Let's hit on create new organization. Hit on continue. The organization name I'm just keeping AD02 and just enter this. I think there is something went wrong. So in real time, you're not going to set up all these things. For just for practicing, you can take this step. So you need to choose, you need to have a project name. So I'm having the project name. Let me take the same standard. ADA02 project, and just keep this private only, and I'm just going to create a project. Okay, so that is fine, and you can have all the storyboards here if they wanted to have the storyboards and all. Okay, so if you're already aware of ADO board, then you can have the boards here, work items and all, you can have it. Okay, so here I'm not going to take you through all of them because I mean to say we don't need to know about all those things. Once you get it directly into the project, you can see the work items and you can directly work on that particular specific item. So for practicing is you need to create a project, and once you created a project, then you're going to have a repos. You need to create a repository here somewhere. You can do it. So by default, your project name is going to be treated as a repository, and if you wanted to create a new repository, you can create it. So I'm not going to take this as a repository. I wanted to create my own repository here. That repository name I wanted to say ADF repo. Let's say hit and create. Now repository is created, and you are going to save the code in this particular place. Okay, so let's go back to your data factory. We need to integrate with this. If you go to data factory, here is the one. Let's go to author. So here we have a setup code repository. Hit on it. Repository type, it is a Azure DevOps repository. Azure DevOps Git we need to choose. Just leave it as this, the default one. I'm just going to say hit on continue. Then it is going to show you the list of organizations here. So your organization is Bhaskar org AD02. Just now we have created. I'm just taking that. And project name, the project name also we created, the same project name, Bhaskar AD02 project. And repositories, you will be having two repositories. The project name by default it comes as a repository, but I'm just going to use this ADF repo, and collaboration branch is the main branch. Just leave it as it is. So, and ADF publish branch. So what is this ADF publish branch? We'll see that later. And import existing resources to repository. We don't have any resources here already, so we can uncheck this. If at all, if you're already having pipelines, if you wanted to import them into the repository, then you can go for that. Otherwise, it is not required. Okay, so this one we need to have it. Okay, so these details we need to provide: project name, repository name, collaboration branch, and publish branch. So here only we are going to save the code. Let me hit and apply. Now repository is added here. So once you have a repository, so what you have to do is you have to do the development in the feature branch. So we don't do the development directly in the main branch. We are going to do the development from the work branch. Okay, so from the work branch only we have to do it. So let me create a work branch or feature branch. From here drop down, you can see there is a new branch. Okay, so I'm going to do at this point of time, let me create it, that's fine. SQL Server data ingestion. I'm just giving the name of the branch. So basically, how exactly we can give the branches? You will be having the card. So that card number and the card name, if you are interested, you can give it. So they will follow some naming standard. You can take it, or even if you give your own name, that is fine. But to track it as per the work item, if you can have a work ID, work item number, and you can have your own description. Okay, it's all up to you. But if you have a work item number, then it is easy to track it. For which card they are working, they can get to know.
Sorry to interrupt. I think for each work item, we should not create branch. Otherwise, the code branch
Not a task, user story I wanted to say. Not task. Task will be having multiple tasks.
Sprint level, we would create branches.
It depends. Okay, so here what we are doing is in the sprint you will be having multiple persons will be there, right?
Yeah.
So card 1 will be for one person, card 2 will be for another person. So the two developer has to work. So we cannot go with one card number. We cannot go with one branch, right? There is a 2 person. Yeah, depends on the project. So if the number of persons are more, then definitely that many number of cards, that many number of branches are required. Okay, so it depends. End of the day, it depends how exactly you're going to create it. If you're trying to do something, if you're trying to do changes, you can just create a branch.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so otherwise it is not even required. You can, if it is just a validation kind of thing, you can use the same branch existed, you can go for validation. Okay, so creating a branch is not going to make much more problem. Even you can remove the branch also, because if you're not doing any changes, then you can remove your branch. So that's possible. Okay, so let's hit on create a branch. Now branch is created, and then I'm just going to try to create a link services, and let me go to the manage. So integration runtime is required for me here. I have to set up the integration runtime. I think in my case it was already there. I'll uninstall this. So we can do setup, but I don't want to go with that commands and all. This is done. So I'm already having it. I'm just going to use the same thing. Just double click on it. Let's say next. Accept the license terms. Say next. Next. Install. And by the time we'll go for integration runtime here. Plus new. Self-hosted integration runtime. Continue. We know already how we can do setup. Self-hosted IR. Let's say create. So you can take this key. Let's say finish. Yes. So we need to paste the key here to register. Finish it. Just close this and close it. Now this is fine, and we already configured the Git also. And I wanted to go for link services now. So 3 link services are required. Okay, so 3 different data sources I'm taking as per this requirement. Let me show you that. So 3 different data sources we are having: a SQL Server, MySQL, and SFTP data we are having. So since we are having 3 different data, 3 connectors are required. Okay, so 3 connectors we need to create. Apart from this 3, the target connector is your ADLS Gen 2. So 4 connectors are required here. Okay, so let me create a plus new. Let me go with on-prem SQL Server. Let's select it. Hit on continue. So link service underscore SQL Server underscore. And just go and select this integration runtime, self-hosted integration runtime. Okay, so I'll take you through this Azure keyword, how we can use it. For first time being, I'm just creating a normal connectivities. Okay, so I'm just going to take a server name. The server name in my case is ADE is the server name. And database name is Bhaskar underscore DB. Bhaskar underscore DB. So authentication is Windows authentication. I'm just taking ADE. So I'm just providing the password. If you have a SQL authentication, you can keep a SQL authentication also. Let me make a test connection. Connection is succeeded. Let's create it. So this connections automatically is going to store in the data factory in live mode. Okay. So as a data factory cannot store credentials in Git repository, this changes will be published immediately to the data factory. So it's just giving information. Let's hit OK. So one link service is created, and let's hit on again one more, and this time I'm going to take MySQL. So here I'm taking MySQL. Let's continue. So link service underscore MySQL. Let's take a self-hosted integration runtime, and server name is localhost. Support number is same 3306. Database name is Bhaskar Retail DB. And username is Bhaskar, and you can provide the password. Let's make a just test connection. So in order to do this, you may not get directly. You have to do some workaround for this. There is a open SSR. And I can see. Give me a moment. See here, for practicing, you have to install in your local machine only. In real time, you will be having virtual machines, so you can install in virtual machine, not in local machine. So don't say we have to install in local machine. You have to install in a virtual machine. Okay, so for interview question, for signing for you only.
Yeah.
he asked about you need to install in local, like that he said.
No, not local. You have to install in virtual machine because that has to be there for everyone, right?
Okay.
So if you can install in your laptop, then that will be available for you only.
Achha.
What was the question?
Do we need to install in local system that is self-hosted? That he asked. So the statement correction is we need to install in virtual machine, so available for other people.
Okay, what was the context?
No, the question is integration runtimes we have different, right?
Yeah,
So
yes.
he asked like, do we install in your local system to utilize self-hosted?
Okay.
Do we install in your local system? That question he asked. 2 times he raised it. But I said confidently we need to install in local.
Data source is available in that machine. We need to install, whether it is local or it is virtual machine.
No, you can install in virtual machine. Sometimes, like you cannot get a like if a data source is somewhere, if you don't have a permission to set up,
Yeah,
then
that
you have to
depends
set up
on
from virtual
permissions
machine.
as well. Yes. If we have network permissions in
Yeah.
our local, then we can install in that local.
Local, we don't do it basically. 99% we don't do it. You'll be having virtual machine, common virtual machine, right? So if you install it, through this, we are going to connect to the underlying data source. Okay, so you will be having access to this integration runtime.
Yes.
Okay, so because this is there within the same network, so you can access it. So if there is a 10 developers, they cannot give individual integration runtime. Okay, that too, your data source is somewhere. The data source is somewhere. So the 100% they're going to install integration runtime in virtual machine. And they will give the integration runtime name. Okay, so that info team, they are aware of it. So you don't need to worry. You can say that the integration runtime was installed in the virtual machine. So we are able to access that integration runtime from the data factory. So how they set up is that's up to them. We are not going to be part of it. We can say that. If we don't get a chance to install, how do you know that? How they set up it? Okay, so definitely question will be there. You can say it was installed in virtual machine. So from there, they installed in that particular place, and we are accessing from there your underlying data sources. It's like a gateway. Your integration runtime is like a gateway. Yeah.
We can like whichever we are practicing, like here in real time also we can do the development, right?
You can do it, but you don't do
SQL
setup. You don't do setup and all.
Achha.
Okay, so you have to raise the request to install that integration runtime. See, when there is a data engineering project, definitely they know how they can set up it. So if there is any installation, simple, it's not going to be part of you. You're getting my point.
Yeah, like we have now SQL Server in local system.
Yes.
Okay. So the same environment will be exist in real time.
Same environment will be existed in a real time also. Here we have in a local machine. So there it will be in a Azure, there it will be in a virtual machines also. In SQL also will be there in virtual machines. And the physical systems also will be there.
Oh, local there we can
yeah.
Do local system.
Yes. Local system means it's a physical system for them. Okay, so not an individual machine. Physical machine also will be there. That is what on-prem system we used to call, right?
Yes.
So on-prem system is a local machine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's all depends on the situation they will install. So just simply say already we have a integration runtime and we are using that integration runtime. It was already set up in virtual machine. So I know how we can set up it, but I didn't get a chance to set up in the real-time environment. We can say that. Okay, so this MySQL will not go directly connectivity because we need to have a port number. We need to have a port number, and for that one we have to go with optional features. Yeah, here it is. Optional features. So once you open it, you can search for open SSH server. You need to install this. So in your case, maybe it was not installed. You have to install it. So in my case, it was already installed. So it will take some time, a couple of minutes or 3 to 5 minutes. So just install that. Once you install it, then you have to go for those defenders. Yeah, so after installation of that, you need to go for Windows Defender Firewall. So in Windows Defender Firewall, let's go with advanced settings. In advanced settings, you have a inbound rules. So in inbound rules, I have a port number. You can see port 3306. Okay, so if it is not pinging, then you can just create a new rule. Okay, so I created a rule here for SFTP I have created and SFTP inbound 22 and port 3306 I have created. So simple, you can go for a new rule if you wanted to create it. Then go for port, let's say next, and give the port number. So whatever the port number you wanted to give, just give some, let's give something like that. Let's go for next. Let's say next, again next, and give the name. So once you give the name, then it is going to create a inbound rule. Okay, so I have created it for port number 2020, port number 22 and port number 3306. Okay, so if it is not allowing for connectivity, then come here and create a port number. So then it is going to allow you to create it. Okay, so just try. If you are not able to do it, you can share your screen in tomorrow's session. So I'll help you how we can do it. So SFTP connection also I need to do it. For SFTP, also I created a port number. I mean, same bound rule I have created. Let's say SFTP. Let's go to connect. I'm just saying link service underscore SFTP. Integration runtime is self-hosted integration runtime. Host, you need to take it. So host you can take from command prompt. So in IP config, you can see IPv4 address. I'm just taking this. So port number is 22 here. And you can just take this disabled. And basic authentication I'm taking. Username is Bhaskar. And provide your system password. And let's make a test connection. So test connection is succeeded. So here if you see there is an error, it's not an error, it's a just warning. The credentials are stored in the machines of self-hosted integration runtime if you don't choose to store them in Azure Key Vault. So Azure Key Vault, we have to use it. We'll see how we can use this Azure Key Vault in order to connect it. So at this point of time, just ignore this one. I'll reset up again. We have to use the, we have to use connection parameters. How we can do link service parameters. We'll see that. Let's hit on create and hit OK. So these three are for the source, and we need to go for event target also. Let's go for new, and Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 is your target. I'm just saying link service underscore ADLS. Okay, so link service underscore ADLS. I'm just going to take system assigned managed identity. Okay, so this is what we have taken in real time. Okay, so it's all depends. You can go with even you can go with the key, and you can choose that key from the what we can say. Where is the key? So enter manually. You can go for Azure Key Vault. Okay, so here you can take Azure Key Vault and we can do it. It's a person to person. It's project to project. It is going to be happen. So when you go with this one, if the key is expired, you have to update the key. I mean to say, of course, it will get automatically. Okay, so every year you have to generate the key. So that key will be automatically, your Data Factory will take it. And we are going to see how we can use the Azure Key Vault for SQL Server and MySQL SFTP. We'll see that. But for target, I'm just going to use this authentication type is System Assigned Managed Identity. System Assigned Managed Identity I'm taking. So if you give this, even if you what you can say, this is not going to revoke the access. So the Data Factory, we are giving directly access to the Data Factory, not any individual or not any specific persons. So if you give the access to the Data Factory, then Data Factory is going to read the data from the data source and is going to load the data into the target. So in this particular case, we are giving it for the target. So here Data Factory is going to write the data into the target. Data Factory is going to write the data into the target. So it depends on the situations. In requirement, you can go for different options. So service principal is there. Okay, so service principal, I'll take you through for Databricks, how we can do it. So more or less in the same way, we can do it even for this one also, service principal. When you go for enter, you can see service principal IDs, credential type, key, secret value, we are going to have it. So various options are there in order to create it. So I'm going to take System Assigned Managed Identity. System Managed Identity I'm taking here. And let's take a subscription name and data storage account name. The storage account name we have taken Bhaskar ADA02 ADLS. This one I have taken. Let me make a test connection. Try. Now it is failed because your Data Factory is not having the access to access your storage account. So Data Factory need to have a access to connect to the storage account. So you're not able to connect it. Okay, so it is getting failed because it is not having the access. So let's go back to your storage account. Your storage account is ADA02. So access control. Okay, so here you are doing everything from your side, but basically in real time, we are not going to do from your side. Okay, so Azure administrators will control this stuff. Okay, so you can ask them to give access. Of course, they will give it. Okay, so when there is a new member, definitely you will be having some approach to get the access. So access control. Here we need to add a role assignment. Okay, I hope it is. Okay, so I'm just taking storage blob data contributor. I'm just taking it. We'll see. I hope this will work with this particular approach. So this will give a reading and the writing. Okay, if you need only for reader, then they will give only reader. So if you need to write the data into that particular place, then you can also have a read and write access if it is a contributor. Let's see. Let's go for next. So here, are you using the service principal? Okay, so it depends on your requirement. We have to choose. Let's say if your data factory is using this one, service principal, then you have to choose here service principal, this one, the first one. Okay, so this is little different approach to do it. And if you're taking system managed identity, then you have to choose managed identity. You have to choose managed identity. So once you have chosen managed identity, then you have to select the members. So managed identity members, all system assigned managed identities. There are 6 are there. Let's select it. And you have to choose your data factory. Where is your data factory? Okay, so I'm just going to say, just drop down. You can see here AD02 ADF dev. Just select it and hit on select and review plus assign. So once this is done, let's go and do test connection again. So if this is the case, then you have to go for privileged. So let's go for role assigned. Since I'm going with the function role, go with the privileged administrator role. Contributor, go to next. Managed identity, same steps. The first one you can ignore. Go with this. Select it. Review plus assign. Now if you try again, it will be connected. What happened? What is this? Yeah, now you can see it takes some time to respond. Okay, so wait for some time, then it will be connected. Let's create it. Now connectors are created, but we need to have a dynamic connections, right? Okay, so I wanted to get the connection details from outside. Before that, even I wanted to parameterize these connections. Let's go for this one is okay, but I wanted to go for first SQL Server. So when I open this, we are having these details, right? I need to have AD and database name, Windows authentication, all these things are there. I think time is not sufficient. So I'll stop it here. So how we can parameterize these connections? And after parameterizing, you have to take the connection details from outside. Okay, so server name is going to change. Okay, so in development will be server name, connection details will be different, and pre-prod connection details will be different, and production details will be different. So you can take those details from outside. You can take those details from outside. So how we can do set up all those details, we'll see in the next session. So I'm stopping here. If you have any question, you can ask me. Yeah, Ravi, do you have a question? You told me having a question. Able to hear me, guys?
Yes, able to.
Okay.
But this PySpark is nothing but we need to write code in Spark environment. That only, right?
PySpark, say PySpark means Python plus Spark.
Yeah, we will write
Okay.
code in Spark environment.
No, you can write in Databricks also. Databricks also is having a Spark environment only.
Okay. I mean, separate environment is there for PySpark. Huh?
Even we have a separate.
Okay.
I told you right. We have a PySpark basically first. On top
Okay.
of the PySpark, they make it more easy. They design this application. If
Yes,
see,
it is
it's
a
not-
open source. Okay.
Yeah, this is a open source and this is a
Okay.
commercial. So it is pure coding and it is little difficult to do it. Whereas in the Databricks, it is much more easier.
So here 3 environments club, right? PySpark, Databricks, and Azure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
here
Spark,
here it is not like that. It's a open source.
Spark SQL also same, right?
Same only. You can say whatever the code you executed here, the same thing you can execute here.
Okay.
The only thing is you have to start the Spark session here.
Yeah,
But here
sessions,
we don't need. We don't need to start. It will be automatically started. Okay, so those changes only is going to be changed, and most of them is very much simple.
Yes, we need to practice Databricks. Just they are asking Databricks PySpark. Here,
You can
right
say
now,
that I work with the
and-
Databricks, and if I get a chance to work with even PySpark environment. So when you go for PySpark environment, you have to use the IDs. Okay, so IDs are there, PyCharm or something. Many IDs are there. Okay, so Visual Studio, I guess Visual Code is one of the IDE. Okay, so in Databricks, what happens is you can execute the piece of code wherever you want. You can execute it. But when you go for IDs, you have to run the entire code. Entire code you have to do it. Then only you can handle it.
So, like mixed calls we are getting, sir. I can say SQL plus ADF, and then Bricks plus PySpark. Like that, they are. I'm
You can
getting.
say PySpark. When you work with Databricks, means you have a PySpark. Only thing
Yes,
is here, the command submission, like when you submit the job, in Databricks, you have a workflow. Okay, user interface to submit the job.
yes.
But here you have to do something with command. Okay, so few changes are there, but code is important, right? So submitting a job is you can ignore it, but writing a code for your data is important. So that is very much similar with Databricks and PySpark environment also.
Sorry, one question, sir.
Okay.
Why we are going for because even we are doing with ADF. So because of performance only, we are dealing with Databricks or any other reason.
Data Factory came after Databricks, right?
Okay. Initially only Databricks exists.
Yes. Yes. Before Databricks, PySpark is there. PySpark and Databricks just 1 or 2 years.
No,
back.
ADF, sir. ADF.
Yeah, ADF came after Databricks.
Okay.
So because this open source used by Databricks, open source used by Data Factory, and they created a data flow.
ADF is not a framework; it's a tool.
Acha. So they asked like still we are doing with configuration and transformation with ADF. Why we are going for Databricks? Like that they asked. That's why.
So it's all even user interest also.
Mhm.
User interest also we can say. And I feel Databricks in apart from the data ingestion, for transformation point of view, recommended to go with the Databricks. Okay, instead of going with the data flow, if you go with data flow, you can see how much time it is taking. And the same thing if you do with the Databricks, how much time it is taking, we can feel that. So Databricks is proven, but whereas data flow is not it, I feel.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
While debugging data flow or any activity, we enable debug option. Then it will use Spark clusters.
Yes.
If we don't enable debug, which infrastructure it will use?
If you don't enable data flow debug, you cannot design the pipeline.
Cannot project the data.
You need to have a cluster.
So ADF internally uses only Spark clusters itself.
Yes. Even in Databricks also, without cluster, you cannot run the node. Cannot run the cell, right?
Yeah.
So here
And
also same.
while in Databricks, how to enable this photon process to make the process faster?
So there is a while creating a what I can say, while creating a compute, there will be one small checkbox will be there.
Okay.
For photon, you can see that. Okay, so I'll show it on next session while creating a compute. So that you can see only in Azure Databricks. Okay, in Community Edition, I don't think we have this option.
Okay.
Okay, so we can do that.
Okay. Sorry to ask this question.
No problem. Can.
Photon
It accelerates your speed up.
When we work with Spark.SQL and write SQL queries, the actual execution does on CSV file or database, or how to mount or connect
Even to say
SQL
Spark.SQL saying you're saying?
Yeah. Spark.SQL.
Okay, so you're writing a select statement.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, then?
Where does this select statement get executed? On database or SQL file, CSV file?
No CSV file, right? On database it is going to execute.
So on Databricks, we need to mount SQL.
Of course, the mounting is required. First of all, to connect your outside data source, you need to mount it. We are going to see how we can do mounting, and we are taking ADLS only, right, as a target. So how we can first
we covered in the previous classes, and I think I have
no. I did not take the mounting is required when you take data from outside of DBFS. Okay, so the reason why I didn't take it, at the time of project I wanted to take, so I just left it. I used completely I used DBFS only.
Okay. Today at 12 o'clock, I have an interview. So
Okay.
can you give me any heads up so that I can
You
check
can
in
say
the-
configuration details will be there. Okay, so you can mount it. Let me show my previous project. Okay, you can see the photon you asked me, right? There is a checkbox, use photon acceleration. Okay, and here somewhere you can find advanced options. So various options are there in order to mount it. So these details we need to provide. Okay, SPN we need to create. Okay, so it's not a straightforward. Okay, so this is the code is given by Microsoft, and we have to do few changes here. Okay, so this is one change, and account name. I mean to say here you can see account name is changed.
Are there any options to mount?
No. This is how we have to do it.
copy paste this.
We have to take a copy and paste it. Sample code you can see how you can do like mounting with SPN. You just try in the Google. Okay, so Microsoft help files you can find the same sample code you can see. And
SPN means what is SPN?
SPN means service principal name.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to take this change, and there is a
Okay,
tenant
there are
ID.
3 different mounting options, right? One
There
with
are
valid
multiple options. Multiple options are there. With mount function also we can do, but it is a traditional. Now people are using this approach.
Okay.
Okay, so here also we can use even Azure keyword. It takes longer time, so we don't need to know about all those things. Okay, so you can simply say we already mounted using this particular code. We can mount it by having all this SPN details. You can say that SPN client ID, secret client ID, tenant ID, and secret value.
Okay. In Azure Synapse Analytics, everything is connected. So there no need to mount any database,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's already
The Synapse itself comes with only ADLS Gen 2. If you don't have ADLS Gen 2, you cannot create a Synapse. So we don't need to mounting there. But here only we require mounting.
Okay. Is there there in Synapse Analytics also, do we need to, while deploying our code, do we need to integrate with DevOps, right? Azure DevOps? Not
We can not sure. I didn't come across. I didn't work on it, so I cannot comment without having knowledge on it.
Yeah, I've just gone through basics of few videos how to work with, how to create pipeline. That's it.
Okay. So the development is more or less same, but deployment part I'm not exactly sure with Synapse.
So what is the exact differences between Azure Synapse Analytics and Azure Fabric?
Azure Fabric, if you go for what we can say, Azure Fabric is a service-based software as a service. Okay, so we don't need to create a platform.
SaaS.
SaaS service it is. And if you go for Synapse, you have to set up the environment. We have to create pools. We have to create like SQL pool or Spark pool. When it comes
Yeah.
to here, we don't need to create anything.
Mm.
Okay, so everything will be set up, and we don't need to run the cluster. So at the time of job running, it will go for running. So we don't need to stop and we don't need to start. Once your job is completed, automatically it will be terminated.
So infrastructure is platform is completely abstracted.
Exactly.
Mm. Okay, after mounting SQL database, can we execute stored procedures? Like in
No
order to
store-
execute stored procedure, we
See,
use execute stored procedure
why?
method.
First of all, why you need to go for executing stored procedures?
Okay, not required.
Okay, so if your data source, let's say for example,
Maybe for example, there is a complex query.
Okay.
In order to write a single statement, we might gone through few operations. Then we have written some query. In that case, we need a stored procedure, right?
no, we
That
don't
will
need.
return
You can create a notebook, right? So I
and the
don't think
notebook itself.
I don't think in Databricks it allows creating a stored procedures. I really didn't come across anywhere. Very complex also we have come across, but we didn't create any stored procedure. Here, everything will go parallel. So
See,
sure.
there could be some situations. Sometimes there is a already system is there which was written logic in stored prop. Quickly we need to move them to Azure Databricks something. So in order to develop the whole logic, simply we can execute that stored proc and we get the necessary records. So in that cases, I think it might be useful.
No, the reason why I'm saying is, if a stored procedure is there, means it may be some SQL server, it may be some Oracle, right?
Yeah.
For reading itself, you are taking it. Then why you need to go for Databricks? Okay, so why don't you, like what I mean to say,
Same.
your procedure is there that you're looking for executing from the Databricks. That is what you're trying.
No. Just to make the process easy, we can sometimes we can use existing stuff code. Later we can change completely. Clients will think sometimes like this.
Okay, so I didn't come across anywhere this kind of situation. So I need to check, is that possible to execute the stored procedure from the Databricks? Your code is remains same in your place only. That will not come to your Databricks.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, your code is there and you have to call this. So once you make a connection with this database, not sure because I didn't come across anywhere to use to call the stored procedures. Even I need to look into that. Is there any feasibility?
Yeah,
but
are there
I'm sure in Databricks, I don't even see anywhere in my entire experience creating a stored procedures here. Okay, so maybe they're expecting they wanted to execute this stored procedure to pull the data. So in that case, maybe it is possible. I'm sure about reading data from the table, but I'm thinking about this, how people can call the procedure from the database.
Okay, one more question. Are there any limitations for Spark?
Limitations definitely will be there.
In Hadoop, we have read-write operations. For each and every transformation, it has to write and read to the disk. That is the limitation.
Yeah.
Then what is the limitation for Spark? Does it really have any limitations?
Definitely will be there. Okay, so more RAM is required. Okay, if you have a less RAM, then it will go for in-memory issues. That time we can go. That time they're going to use even ROM also. They're going to use and Spark limitations. If it is only PySpark, then I can say. But if you say Databricks, like if you talk only PySpark, then it's like what we can say. We have to set up many things if it is a PySpark. Comparatively with Hadoop, we have more features. Okay, so we cannot give a limitations comparatively that. But if we compare with Databricks, then we can give a limitations. Okay, so we are setup and all we have to take care. Many things we have to handle it when you go for PySpark versus Databricks. But if you go with Hadoop, always features only, no limitations.
No. As Hadoop have some limitations, Spark came into picture. I'm asking Spark entire framework itself has any limitations? I'm asking, is there any scope
Okay.
to improve Spark?
Not sure. I need to check even that also.
Okay. So next question. So we have developed a pipeline in order to move it to QA or production. Just we need to extract that code and we need to push that, right? Is
Now
that
you have to create a CI/CD pipeline.
Yeah, in DevOps we have created a
pipeline.
branch.
Yeah,
Okay.
DevOps pipeline you have to create. And if you run
CI,
that
okay. CD, okay. CI.
CI is not required for us. Yeah, CD is more important for us.
No. My problem is I have a lot of experience. I need to show off them everything I'm handling.
And then you have to look in, you have to look into that. Okay, so
Google.
Okay.
Yeah,
see,
definitely.
basically what happens is even in my experience, even I didn't create this CD pipelines also. Okay. So we have a DevOps team. So they will take care basically moving code from lower environment to higher environment.
Yeah, I got question like whatever we are collaborating, na, sir. So that part I explained them.
Yeah.
So to collaborating main branch we do, and repositories and all will be taken care by DevOps team. That I said.
Okay.
So depends on resume, brother. So once you put all the details, na, definitely they will ask.
Sometimes what these HR guys do, they'll push a little bit us, even though we are not interested. Yesterday, one person called data architect position. I said not interested. He said that okay, you can handle, try like that. He's asking. So that's why.
But for sake of interview, we can go. But
CI for mostly for applications they will use, if I'm correct.
Sir, one last question, sir. Just I got like, is there any other way to connect with REST API? So he asked like, what are the steps you follow to connect to REST API to ADF?
REST API to ADF. Okay, I'll walk you through that.
There is a web activity. Through that we can connect.
Through web activity we can.
Web activity. Okay.
For sending email also, we need to use web activity.
Yeah. For email alert also, we are going to use the web activity to raise the request. That request will go to Logic App.
Okay, internally Logic App will send an email, right?
Yes, but it will expect some request. That request has to come from the database.
Yeah, through web activity, we have to trigger Logic App. Logic App will send an email. Yes.
Acha.
So I'll walk you through that.
I've seen few notifications to Teams also. They have configured. I've seen one.
Yeah. Then even you can send an mail to your mobile also.
Yeah, yes. And one more thing, just it's a general question. If they ask what is the Azure billing cost monthly in your company?
That I don't have
idea.
information. I don't have
in your company. What could be?
So basically, if you are a solution architect, then only can give the answer for that. Okay. So
they didn't disclose. I think.
First of all, you don't get some access, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
At least to see.
Yeah. Yes. For now,
okay. Yeah. So any other questions, yes?
Yeah, one more thing. We have copy data pool already built in ADF.
Okay.
Can we directly use them? Do we need to create our own pipeline?
You can use it, but I recommend to go and create it.
Okay. Can we integrate that tool in our pipeline?
You can integrate it. You can do it. Finally it gives only copy data only. Okay, so I
Yeah.
recommend it to do development from our side, not with template.
Okay. Yeah, there are so many templates in copy data tool.
Yes.
So while creating pipeline also we have option to take templates help, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Template option you have to go and then you can get it.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Just last question, sir. Just now we discussed about store procedure related. So, if any like statements is there, like updations, insertions, and all, we can go with only any how we can implement with the Databricks, sir? Like similar kind of thing.
See, delta tables, did you attend the delta tables last
Okay.
before
Yeah.
that session we have sent it? Using delta tables only we are going to do, and we don't go for we don't do underlying we don't update anything in the underlying data sources. So we are going to do in our data source. I mean to say in our delta lake we are going to do.
Okay.
So
That too we are going to do only mostly configuration details, not like data.
So one more last question. So what is the design pattern or kind of ETL process we are using in ADF?
Okay, so you can say yesterday we talked about it, right?
Yes.
The same architecture you can give.
I think I little late I joined.
Yeah, just go through that yesterday. You can give it.
Yeah, whichever source session.
That's a recommended option. That's the recommended option. Okay, so I hope I answered. And I'm stopping here. We'll see you on Monday. Thank you for joining.
Thanks.